Hi, in last video we have seen what is the variables and comments in the Python. In this video we are going to see what are the data types in the Python, and we will see different types of the data. So let's start with the standard definition. But before going to start, please like and subscribe my channel. So the standard definition of the data type is data type represents the type of data present inside the variables. So in last video only we have seen what is the variable. In this video we are going to see how the data types will vary or change based on the value stored in the variable. So as in last video we have seen, we have stored the uh, a equals to 10, and we have seen how we have stored the name equals to Gridi show, like that. So based on the value, what are you storing in that variable, the data type of that variable will be changed. So the same thing only I have written here in this line. The data type represent the type of data present inside the variable. Then second line, in a Python, we are not required to specify the type of variable explicitly. Based on the value provided, the data type will be assigned automatically. Hence, Python called dynamically typed language. So, if you remember the definition of the Python, as I already discussed that one, which is Python is the high-level interpreted dynamically typed programming language. So, high level means it is like a general statement, like a general English statement. Then the second point, interpreted, which is I have already discussed in the last video what is the meaning of interpreted. And in this video we are going to see dynamically typed language, this point. So this is what exactly meaning, what is the meaning of dynamically typed. So in a Python we are not required to specify the type of the variable explicitly. Based on the value provided, the data type will be assigned automatically. This feature is nothing but dynamically typed feature or property. So this is the exact meaning of the dynamically typed language, because in the dynamically typed language, we no need to define the variables data type. It will automatically assign based on the variables value. So I will explain you entire thing. Don't worry if you're not getting this definition. I will break down this definition also. Then below, these are the different data types supporting different data types, which is support to the Python. So first I will show you meaning of this line. One second, go to the browser. See, whatever things I'm doing here, the same thing you can do in your Visual Studio Code. As I already told you, you have to run these codes in your Visual Studio Code. And one of my video, I have already explained how you can run the Python program in the Visual Studio Code. So kindly refer that video and try to execute all the programs in the Visual Studio Code only. You can use other IDs also. If you know, then you can use, that is not a problem. But as I already told you how we can run the Python program in the Visual Studio Code. So I request you kindly refer that way. So let's start here. For example, you are defining a equals to 10. So the 10 is nothing but the number, and it means it is an integer type. So if you check the type of the a, for that we have a function type of a. And if you print this one, let me print the variables. In my case, it is a. Then click on run. See, the class of this a variable is nothing but int. It means this is the a is the type of int. See, here we have not declared explicitly the type of the a variable. If you have already learned in any another programming language like C++ and Java, so you have clear idea what I'm trying to say, because in other programming language you have to write here explicitly. then only it will work. Otherwise, it will show error. But in a Python, we no need to do these things. It will automatically get to know by the interpreter based on the value you have assigned to the particular variable. So this property is nothing but the dynamically typed property. So because of this only, at the time of when we are saying the Python is the high level interpreted dynamically typed programming language. So that the reference of that dynamically typed language is coming from here only because of this property, because here we no need to define the type of the variable manually. It will automatically detected by the interpreter at the time of execution of the program. So this is the property of dynamically typed language. Then one more thing, for example, if in place of 10 you are writing some string value, for example, I'm typing greedy show. Then let me run again. See, this type, it is showing string. Str is nothing but string. It means based on your value, your type of the variable is keep changing. It means it is dynamically typed language. So again, the question is coming like, what are the data types? So data types are nothing but the, simply you can see there is a classification between the datas. Like based on the types, we have a different data types. Like if you want to store any number, for that we have an integer. If you want to store in any text, then for that we have a string data type. If you want to store any list, for that we have a list. Then different data types we have. So based on our data, we have a different data types. So the best things here, we no need to remember the data types, because Python automatically get to know like, oh, you are storing the text, it means it should be string, like that. So let me show you different data types. See, Python has the following data types built in by default in this category. For example, if you are writing any text type, for that we have a string data type. If you are typing any float, integer and complex, these are all coming under the numeric types. And if you have any sequence like a list, tuple, range, it's all are coming under the sequence type. So don't worry about like what is the int, float, complex, list, tuple, range, these all things, because we are going to see all the data types in detail. Like I have already shown you what are the strings and int type. It will show you the float also. For example, float, by the name only you can get to know like floating any decimal value. For example, you have a 10.3. So if you run, see, this type of data is nothing but the float data type. So based on the values we are storing in the database, we have a different data types. And don't panic about this list, tuple, range. We have a we are going to see this list, tuple, range, dictionary set in very details. So yeah, and this complex also, I think you know already. This complex will be, let me show you what kind of data. For example, 10 plus 1j. Say this kind of data, if you have, it means it is a complex where I is the imaginary number. So I hope you get to know what is the data types in the Python, and we will see all these data types one by one. But before going to see these data type in details, I like to show few more things. There are some inbuilt function in the Python, which is, I think you have to know, because it's a very commonly used in the Python. So let me show you. So Python built-in function. So type, ID, print. Actually, there are many more Python inbuilt function, but these are the highly or most commonly used Python inbuilt function, Python built-in function. So I think print, you have already know. If we want to print anything, at that time we have to use the print. Then type also I have already shown you. Like if you want to check the type of any variable, at that time you can use the type. There is a one more inbuilt function which is a ID. If you want to check the address of any particular variable, so you can use the ID. So let me show you the ID. 1 second. For example, let me remove this one. And for example, you want to check the address of the A. At that time, you can use the ID. Let me run. See, this is the address where the value 10 is stored. So this is the inbuilt function in the Python, which is highly used. And as I told you, there are many more inbuilt functions. So as once we start the learning the programming things, we will get to know all the entire working of this. There is a one more inbuilt function which is a highly used. It's a very commonly used inbuilt built-in function. So I will show you that also. For example, I will write one small program so you will get clear idea. 1 second. For example, want to print you want to print one message. So, but you want to take that message from the user. You don't want to provide hardcode value. First, let me show you how hardcode you can do. For example, you are taking a equals to, in the string you are taking hello, hello, hello world, hello world. Then, for example, you want to print this one. So, as I already told you in a Python, if you want to print anything, for that we have an inbuilt function print. So, type print, then particular variable name, then click on run. See, it's showing hello world. But in this case, I have given this hello world value inside the program only. But what if I want to take from the user? So to take the any input from the user, we have an input built-in function. We can use that built-in function and take the take the value from the users. So let me show you how we can do. 1 second. Remove this one. I don't want from the program only. I want from the user. For then type input. Then inside the bracket, inside the input, you can type any message, whatever you want to display over the console, or you want to display to the user. So for example, you want to enter like message, enter your message. So you can type here, enter, 1 second, enter your message. Then after taking the message, you want to display that particular message. Because of that only, we have taken print A. Then click on run. See, it's showing enter your message. So here you can pass your message. So for example, I want to display like hello. I want to display like hello, Durgesh or Gridi. Hello, Gridi. So, and simply run. See, it's showing enter your message. Then after that, whatever we have written, hello, Gridi. So, it is not showing properly in this online compiler, but when you run in your any any ID such as a Visual Studio Code or PyCharm or Spider, there you will get clear idea. This is input, inbuilt, or in either you can say inbuilt or built-in function. The meaning is same. So this is the built-in function provided by the Python to take or read any input from the user. So keep in mind, let me show you all the things. 1 second. Yeah. Paste this one also, input function. Or we can write like that, to read or take user input. So these are the most commonly used. built-in function in the Python. So thank you so much for watching this video, and please like and subscribe my channel. Bye.